Welcome to Take 5. I'm Aaron Hand, Editor-in-Chief of ProFood World. So last week, our whole team was out at PACK EXPO Las Vegas. What an incredibly successful, fruitful show. It was so great to see everybody in person again, see the equipment running, learn about the latest technologies and innovations. We actually had more than 23,000 attendees, looking at over 1,500 exhibitors in something like 740,000 square feet of exhibit space. So I hope you were one of those that made it out there. But if not, we've got some great video segments for you here today. So in today's session, I would like to focus on our innovation stages. So PMMI Media Group's Kim Overstreet was able to catch up with a couple of our presenters after their presentations. And let's take a listen in.
Consumers more than ever, especially through COVID, are looking for added benefits with their snacks. So more functional ingredients, things that will give them an added health benefit, right? So added, vitamins, minerals, things like that. But one of the trends, we see as kind of emerging is, the functional snacks around, gut health and digestive health, which is where probiotics and prebiotics are coming from. A lot of consumers don't, know too much about their, gut health as of yet. But it's a kind of an emerging trend and one with big opportunity for the snack category, especially because it's an easy kind of plug-in for the snacks. So things that will help their digestive system, right, and contribute to their overall health, which are more focused on now than ever before through COVID. So things like collagen and probiotics on things like protein bars and seasoning or probiotic seasoning on chips and things like that really add that function that consumers are looking for.
Do you see those coming from emerging companies or the larger companies? Are they already on the market?
Yeah, a little bit of both. I would say for the snack category especially, there's so many emerging and entrepreneurial startup companies that are kind of exploding onto the scene that are very quick to satisfy that need for consumers. But on the large company side, they're really putting a lot of kind of investment into that space as well through things like incubators and kind of acquisition, and they're acquiring some of those startup companies, fostering their growth through investment and making sure that they grow. So it's kind of coming a little bit from both sides, just startup companies and on the big side as well. And then on the startup side, they're really relying a lot on co-manufacturing, which is a huge trend in our space. So it might be some traditional snack companies that are kind of changing their product portfolios and really working with those entrepreneurial startups to kind of expand the reach to consumers.
Definitely. So I talked about a few applications that we've seen really explode in the past year or so, partially due to the pandemic, but also just because it was all trending that way. In many cases, the pandemic kind of exacerbated that. So I talked about health shots or kind of immune-based products that are geared towards consumers' perceptions of healthiness and maintaining healthiness, which are well suited to HPP because they typically are fruit-based products, juices that HPP has long been used for. I also talked about emerging plant-based sectors and expansion of current plant-based sectors as well to be more clean label focused, getting rid of potentially undesirable ingredients like chemical preservatives, and HPP is a great alternative to removing those.
Another innovation stage presentation I'd like to share with you comes from Bumble Bee Seafood and R.A. Jones, talking about the CPG's efforts in making their packaging system more sustainable. So Jim Curzan, Vice President of Content for us, managed to catch up with them and talk to them a little bit about some highlights.
So this presentation really dealt around quite a large change for Bumble Bee, and you had said that your shrink wrapping equipment was aging out and you wanted to find a better solution for your customers, particularly sustainability was the issue?
Yeah, we really wanted to tie this to our overall corporate goals and to really ensure that all of our packaging was readily recyclable by the consumer. So in replacing this equipment, we looked at a number of different options, and really through our partnership with R.A. Jones have come up with a new paperboard container for our multi-plaques.
Really nice graphics too. Hopefully we can get a shot of that as well. Jeff, one of the things in working with PMMI and OEMs is everybody's talking about getting closer to the CPG sooner to collaborate better. And it sounds like you've been working on this for quite a while now.
Yes, and that's exactly right. And we try to do that with our CPGs. Our relationship with Bumble Bee started in November of 2019, and we collaborated with them and created the solution. And then ultimately, they chose us, and then we produced the machine for them. So it was
How exciting! And now, tell me, now you're going to have a ribbon cutting in your booth later. Is that?
Yes, at 3 o'clock we have a ribbon cutting ceremony. Jonathan Titterton and of R.A. Jones and Cohesion North America, and Jan Tarp, President and CEO of Bumble Bee Foods, will be at the ceremony.
Very good. And as we move into the future now, is this going to be the blueprint for how you do things for changing out packaging? And what do you see coming next, for instance?
Absolutely. We want to make sure that all of our packaging, 100%, is readily recyclable by the consumer. This package and the work with R.A. Jones will get us to 98%, but we've still got a little
That's
bit
incredible.
more to do.
Can you hold it up? It really is. And also one of the added benefits, it's not just laying on the shelf sideways, but you can stack
Absolutely.
multiple products up.
Absolutely. So
Yeah.
you can go in this orientation or in this orientation.
Excellent.
Thank you for joining us today. All registered attendees can access these full videos, along with several others, at PACK EXPO Express. We'll put the link down below for you to get there.